Standard 5, Subject Environmental Studies Part 2, Chapter number 2, History and the Concept of Time. Division of the time and the timeline. There are different methods of reckoning or calculating time. Time is continuous, but for our convenience, we divided it into periods. The method that we use for reckoning time depends on our purpose for dividing it and the manner in which we do it. So as we all know, there are different methods of calculating time, and time is continuous. It moves on continuously. But for our better, we divided time into different periods, that is second, minute, hour, day, year, etc. So for calculating time, it depends on our purpose. Now as it is night, so we will say it is night time. When it will be day, we will say it is daytime. So we divided this time for our purpose. At sunrise, we say it is morning now. The day has begun. At sunset, we say it is evening now. Soon it will be night. This means that we divided the day into two parts, that is day and night. Our earth rotates around its axis at a certain speed. Similarly, it also revolves around the sun. The sun has its own light. We receive light from the sun. So as you all can see in this picture, there is an axis given in a circle, and the earth is moving on that axis as a certain speed as well as at a certain path. It is not moving out of that axis. So as it rotates around itself, it is revolving around the sun also. And we know that sun has its own light and we receive light from the sun. However, we see light only in daytimes. Night are dark. As the earth rotates around its axis, the part of its surface which turns toward the sun becomes bright. The part that moves away from the sun moves into darkness. So as we can see in this picture, that the half of the part of the earth is receiving light from the sun. So it is daytime. But half of it is not receiving light from the sun. So it is night time. The earth takes 24 hours to complete one rotation around its own axis. 24 hours are approximately divided into 12 hours of daytime and 12 hours of night. A period of daytime and the following night together makes one day. So as we all know, earth takes 24 hours to rotate around itself. Okay, and that 12 hours is divided into two parts. That is 12 hours of daytime, 12 hours of night. And when we combine these 12 hours together, we form a day, that is 24 hours. Monday to Sunday makes a week. 2 weeks make a fortnight. 4 weeks make a month. 12 months make a year. So as we all know, from Monday to Sunday, that is 7 days make a week. And when we join these 7 days, that is 1 week to another week, it is called as fortnight, that is 14 days. And when 4 weeks come together, it forms a month. And when 12 months come together, it makes a year. 1 year is followed by another, and when 100 years go by, a century is completed. So when 100 years go by, we call it as a century. And when 10 centuries, that is 1000 years are gone, a millennium is completed. Such a method of dividing time is known as unilinear division of time. So when 100 years are gone, it is called as century. But when 1000 years are gone, it is called as millennium. So this method is called as unilinear division of time, that is in a serial order, in a ascending order. Common era or Christian era. In the unilinear division of time, years that follow one after the another are arranged in serial order. In history books also, a chain of events that follows one after the other is presented in a linear and serial manner. So what does unilinear division means? In a serial order. So whatever we write in our history books, all the chain of events, all the events which had happened in the past, is written in a serial manner in a linear order, that is called as unilinear division. Usually we refer to Common Era, that is Christian era, written in short as CE or AD. So we can write, we don't need to write Common Era, Christian era everywhere. So we are going to write CE or AD. AD means Anno Domini. The calendar which we use today is based on the Christian era. So the calendar which we are using today, we are using it of Christian era. The era began in the memory of Jesus Christ. The first year of this era is the year when it begins. So when this all thing began, when the memory of Jesus Christ, the era of memory of Jesus Christ started, from that time the Common Era or Christian era also started. The first 100 years, that is the first century of this era, is written as 1-100 CE or 1-100 AD. So as we know, it goes in a serial manner, right? So we will write from 1 to, how we write 1 to 100, same goes for this. If one century is completed, we will write 1 to 100 CE, or we can write AD as well, because CE and AD is the term used for Christian era. The period of the first millennium of this era is written as 1 to 1000 CE or 1 to 1000 AD. So as we learned little before, that when a century is completed, we write it by 100 years ago, it is called as century, and 1000 years ago, it is called a millennium. So when we write millennium, we will write 1-1000 CE or AD. The time before the Common or Christian era. So how was time measured before Common or Christian era? We are going to see in this video. Time before Common era, BCE or before Christ. So the terms which they used before Common era is written as BC or BCE, but mostly we use BC, that is before Christ. The year of this period are counted and written in reverse order. So after the Common era, we started writing it in a ascending order. But before the Common era, we used to write the period, we used to count the period in a descending, that is reverse order. As you all can see here, it is starting from 2000, then it is ending on 100. But in Common era, it is starting from 100 and it is going towards thousands. The first century before the Common Era began at the year 100 BCE and ended with 1 BCE. So when we calculate Common Era, we write from 1 CE to 100 CE. But when we are going to count before Christ era, we are going to count it as 100 BC or 100 BCE to 1 BC. We are going to count it in descending order. The lifetime of Vardhaman Mahavir was before Jesus Christ. So it is written as 599 BC to 527 BC. It is written in descending order, as you all can see, from a bigger number to a smaller number. The lifetime of Gautama Buddha was written as 563 BC to 483 BC. So here also you all can see it is written in descending order. Why? Because it was before. Measurement of time and methods of measuring time. Measuring time. Time is measured in different periods. We divided time in different periods such as second, minute, hour, day, week, fortnight, month, year, century and millennium. Second is the smallest unit of measuring time. There are various methods of measuring time in different parts of the world. Of this, the Common or Christian era is most widely used. We generally indicate a particular day by writing the date of the day. The date consists of a serial number of that date followed by the number or serial number of the current month and then serial number of the year. So, as we all know, second is the smallest unit of measuring time, and there are various methods of measuring time, but mostly people all over the world use Common Era or Christian Era for measuring time. So, The date consists of serial number, that is today's date, followed by name or serial number of the month, that is the month, and the year. So we will write as, I have given you an example of Eid, Bakri Eid, that is on 1st August. So we will write as 1/8/2020. Date, month, measurement of time and methods of measuring time. Measuring time. Time is measured in different periods. We divided time in different periods such as second, minute, hour, day, week, fortnight, month, year, century and millennium. Second is the smallest unit of measuring time. There are various methods of measuring time in different parts of the world. Of this, the common or Christian era is most widely used. We generally indicate a particular day by writing the date of the day. The date consists of a serial number of that date followed by the number or serial number of the current month and then serial number of the year. So, as we all know, second is the smallest unit of measuring time, and there are various methods of measuring time, but mostly people all over the world use common era or Christian era for measuring time. So, the date consists of serial number, that is today's date, followed by name or serial number of the month, that is the month, and the year. So, we will write as, I have given you an example of Eid, Bakri Eid, that is on 1st August. So, we will write as 1/8/2020. Date, month. Example, the coronation of great king Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj had started a new era or Shaka known as Rajyabhishek Shaka in 1674 AD. So, when Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj was coronated, that time a new era started, and that era was called as Rajyabhishek Shaka, which was in year 1674 AD. Shalivahan Shaka and Vikram Samvat are two eras that are used in India. As you all can see on the left hand side, the founder of Islam, Prophet Muhammad, migrated from Mecca to Medina. The Hijri era was started to commemorate this event. So, when Prophet Muhammad migrated from Mecca to Medina, when that era started, that era is called as Hijri era, and we use Urdu calendar for that. The Parsi community in India uses the Shahanshahi era. So you all can see over here on the left hand side, this is what Parsi community periods. We learned in the first lesson that history is a science that tells us about events that had happened in the past. The past is the subject matter of history. The period of history goes back to the time of birth of our solar system. So in the previous chapter, we learned that history is a part of science, or that events which had happened in the past combine together to form history. And the history goes back to the time when our solar system came to being. Our solar system came into being about 4.5 billion years ago. Our Earth is a planet in the solar system. So as we all know, the solar system came into being about 4.5 billion years ago. So it is presumed that Earth was also formed 4.5 million years ago. So we also assume that if solar system was formed 4.5 billion years ago, so Earth was also formed 4.5 billion years ago. History is divided into two periods. First, prehistoric period. Second, historic period. Prehistoric period. Prehistory simply means before history. Thus, the prehistoric period is the period for which no written records are available. So, what does prehistory mean? Prehistory means the history which does not have any written records. Like we have learned in the previous chapter about written source, oral source, material source. So, we don't have any written sources about prehistory. That is why it is called as prehistoric. Historic period. The historic period is the period for which written records are available. So, the period for which written records are available are called as historic periods. The scientific method of measuring time and establishing age that is dating. We actually measure time when we talk about today's date or today or day of the week, etc. We have seen that there are various methods of measuring time. These methods allow us to identify a particular day, month or year. So, if we are talking about today's date, we know that actually we are measuring time. So, we have seen there are various methods of measuring time. So, to identify a particular day, month or year, it is helpful for us when we measure June today. We know that the earlier month was May and the next one will be July. If it is 10th of June today, so that we can tell that tomorrow will be 11th of June and yesterday was 9th of June. Information about some of the events that can be only obtained with the help of evidence buried under the ground. This evidence is usually in the form of broken man-made artifacts and fallen structures. With the help of these remains, using scientific method, we can determine the time of the events that took place thousands of years ago. So, there are certain evidences which are found from under the ground. So, that evidences are either man-made artifacts or fallen structures. So, to find out in which period that belongs, certain scientific methods are used. The period of these layers and of the remains found in them cannot be stated in terms of dates. So, after doing some scientific discoveries also, scientific evidences also, we cannot say exact date or period of that particular evidence. But we can say this is around this year or this is around that year, but not exact particular date. So there are two methods which are used to find out about the evidence. So first is carbon-14 analysis and second is tree ring analysis. By using these dating techniques, we learn how old the layer of soil and the remains found in them are. Then we can determine their periods approximately. So by using these two methods, they find out how old the layer of soil is and the remains which are found in them is of which era, which period of time. So we can determine the period approximately because we cannot determine the date properly. We are going to determine it approximately. For example, if an earthen pot is estimated to be 5,000 years old, with the help of dating techniques, we can say that the earthen pots dated back roughly around 3000 BC. Then we can conclude that the period of culture to which the pot belongs to be around 3000 BC. So, for example, these are the earthen pots which are 5,000 years old. So, how are we going to find out this? By dating technique method, that is carbon-14 analysis or tree rings method. So, by using this method, we can roughly come to know about the era which it was used. Like for example, it is given over here, earthen pots dated back roughly to 3000 BC. Okay, so this is approximately given. This is not specific date or time given. The period of culture to which the pot belongs to be around 3000 BC. So when we see these pots, we come to know about the culture as well of that people living in that era.